The Colorado State Library presents Play, Learn, and Grow, a video for anyone caring for babies, toddlers, and preschoolers. Hi, I'm Melody. I'm a mom as well as an early literacy librarian. Did you know that every time you talk, read, sing, dance, and play with children, you help them build healthy brains and bodies? Children rely on us to provide love, shelter, safety, and food for their bodies. But what about feeding their developing brains? Reading and talking from birth are the foundation of their brain building. When you make reading together a regular part of your day, children associate books with love and joy.
Do you want me to read this book to you? Can you read it with me?
Sure. It may seem like a small difference, but reading with your children rather than to them can have a huge impact on their engagement and learning. Reading with a child can mean asking questions as you read, talking about the pictures in the book, or making connections between the book and your child's world. When you invest time in sharing the experience of reading with a child, you're helping to create connections in their brains that will last a lifetime.
What else do you see in the shopping cart? Bananas.
Did you notice that pause? When you ask children questions about what you're reading, young children take longer to answer than adults, an average of 5 to 7 seconds longer. Young children have many more connections or pathways between their neurons or brain cells than adults do. So when they hear a question, that question must travel from their ears through their brains and be processed by their language centers. Then, their brains have to access prior knowledge they can use to answer the question, send it back to their language centers, put it into words, and send it to their mouths. When a little brain has to do all that work, it can take a minute or two to answer an adult's question. Giving them time to process will really encourage them to answer questions. Younger children may also sometimes need help from you to supply new words to help them form an answer.
Mama. Is that a mama?
Yeah.
Do you see everyone smiling? Why are they smiling? Maybe the flowers make them smile? The flowers make you happy?
Talking about the pictures is a great way for young children to feel like readers. Even babies can engage in finding a familiar object or animal in the pictures. And older children are exercising the same brain muscles that independent readers use to understand a story. And when my kids pick a book that is just too long to read all the way through, we ignore the words completely and just talk about the pictures.
When a child makes a connection between the book you are reading and their own life, a stronger neural connection is made in their brain. For infants, this is a vital developmental step towards realizing the picture in the book and the daisies in their garden are both flowers. When children get older, they are able to use the stories you read together to expand their understanding and empathy by putting themselves in a book character's shoes.
Hi, I'm Gail, and I'm an early literacy librarian like Kate and Melody. I'm also a mother and have young family members that I love caring for. Let's explore some fun ways you can play and use things you have around the house to make learning fun. You can find ways to read together beyond nap time and bedtime. When you're out shopping, you can point out words on the signs. In the kitchen, show them how you read a recipe. Make a game of finding letters and words throughout your day. This practice opens up children to notice words and reading opportunities around them. Part of reading is observation. A plastic bottle becomes a reading tool when you use it to play I Spy. Fill the bottle with buttons, beads, or small toys. Together, look for something red, something round, something that starts with the letter A. Identifying shapes is the first step to learning letters, and the more words a child is familiar with, the better they will understand the words they read in school. Anything that gets you and your kids talking is important to their development. You can find books and activities at the library. Be sure to chat with your children's librarian. Find books that are on topics that are on the minds of children, like a favorite animal or character, and don't be afraid to let kids pick out their own books.
Play, Learn, and Grow is an offering of Growing Readers Together. This video and other Growing Readers Together activities are made possible by the Colorado Department of Education, the Colorado State Library, the Buell Foundation, the Colorado Department of Human Services Office of Early Childhood, Colorado Shines Brighter, and your local public library.